The Pirates are sending 8 prospects to the Arizona Fall League, and today we're kicking off our series, getting to know each and every one of them by talking to pitcher Derek Diamond. Stay tuned as you're listening to the North Shore 9 podcast presented by FanDuel.
All right, so we're welcoming to the podcast Derek Diamond, Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher heading to the Arizona Fall League. He's actually literally heading to the Arizona Fall League right now. He's in the car, a little bit of a road trip. D, welcome to the show. Thanks for hopping on.
Of course, thanks for having me, guys. It's cool to be on.
So D, this is your second trip to the Arizona Fall League. You're practically, an AFL veteran right now. Is Phoenix pretty much like your second home at this point?
Yeah, man, pretty crazy. I didn't expect to be asked to go back, but I missed a good portion of time this year, so I knew it was a possibility, but I can't lie, I'm pretty excited. Last year I had an absolute blast, threw it really well, so I'm open to repeat.
Good stuff. Well, you mentioned you missed some time and such. So, this year was a grind. You missed a big chunk of the season. What do you think was the toughest part being sidelined? And walk us through what the time was like.
Sure. I think this was the first time I've ever missed time in season. Obviously, I've been down with soreness, ailments, and injuries, but this is the first time I've missed time in season. So that was definitely tough, man. We're at the end of the day, we're getting paid to do a job, and when I can't be out there, and personally, when I get emotional about it, I feel like I'm a waste of space. But the truth is, injuries are a part of this game, and I think I made the most of it. We've got a really incredible PT staff down in Bradenton. So it was 3 months of no games, but it was 3 months of getting better nonetheless.
So, once you came off the IL, you kind of looked like you returned to your old self, had some success. We'll forget about that outing in Erie to end the year. But did something click for you when you came back? Because April, you just didn't seem like yourself in April, and then you came back and you kind of rekindled the what we were used to seeing.
Totally. Well, I felt great. That Altoona squad at the end of the year was a ton of fun, and it was like a 2-week long adrenaline rush being back there, because I go from doing nothing in Bradenton for 3 months to being a part of a playoff push. So it was a ton of fun. The squad was great. A bunch of my friends I've been playing with for a few years were up there. And yeah, personally, nothing crazy, man. Just went back to attacking hitters. Throwing out of the bullpen is still kind of new for me, so I'm getting used to it. But when you really only have to throw 1 or 2 innings, you just, you let it eat for those 1 or 2 innings. You don't have to worry about holding anything back or worrying about what you're going to throw the next time you face that hitter. You give him what you got. So that's what I did, and I got some pretty good stuff. So I threw strikes and had success for the most part.
Was there a specific moment kind of coming back where you were like, all right, I'm back. This is what it's supposed to feel like?
Man, I got to throw a couple innings the day we clinched against Richmond, the Flying Squirrels. So after throwing a couple innings, my buddy Mike Walsh closed it out. We went and celebrated in the locker room, and I said, "This is why I love this game. I want to do this 100 more times. Hopefully up in Pittsburgh soon."
Awesome. That's cool.
And I had to add one thing too, because we talk about the Pirates, so we follow the minors loosely from afar. This Altoona squad, I don't know what you guys were doing. I felt like this is so exciting to see you guys. You guys had a lot of fun. It felt like.
The curve team was great, man. You hear coming into pro ball that it's less team oriented and more of an individual thing, which is absolutely true. At the end of the day, you're trying to get moved up, you're trying to do well yourself. But since I've been on the Pirates, it's honestly felt like a college team. A lot of us have moved up together. We get along great. It's a ton of good guys. So just being able to play for each other rather than just yourself makes not only the game more fun, but a lot easier to win too. So that's what we were doing.
Awesome. Well, you being the veteran in the AFL, so obviously you're an all-star last year also. What was that experience like, and how does it help you heading into this year?
Oh, man, AFL last year, I didn't know what to expect at all. I knew it was going to be cool. It's a prospect league, and you get treated real well. You get to play at all the big league facilities. That was also the very first time I was coming out of the pen, so I didn't really know what to expect. I remember my first outing, they said, "All right, Diamond, go ahead and get hot." And I got up on the mound. I was doing my normal routine, and one pitch in, the kid with the mic says, "Hey, they want to know if you're ready." And I go, "Man, I feel about 15 minutes from ready, but tell them I'm good." And so I went out there, and I actually learned that, man, you don't got to feel perfect. As long as you go out there with some energy, some aggression, you're going to do well. So I was actually really grateful for that experience to kind of learn a new role, a new position, and it taught me a bit about myself on the mound too. So it was a great experience. I threw the ball really well. I got to start the All-Star game, and being back in Arizona, a bunch of my friends and family were able to come too, because I'm from San Diego, which is only a 4 or 5 hour drive from there. So yeah, I had a great time. I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Any I mean, there was a cool story there about coming into the game for the first time. But any just like super fun moments from the Arizona Fall League that you remember, or maybe some advice that you're giving to your other Pirates teammates who are getting down there for the first time?
Sure. We hear it when everybody talks about their old experiences in baseball, but it's about so much more than just the game. The people that you meet really make it what it is. And I only played with these kids for 4 or 5 weeks, but I became, great friends with a bunch of dudes from the Mets, a bunch of dudes from the Tigers, and a bunch of dudes from the Giants. So really, that's what I remember is getting really close with these guys and learning about their routines, what they do, what they like to do on the field, off the field. Obviously Phoenix and Scottsdale is a great area. We'll be playing for Salt River this year, and I'm a desert kid. I grew up East County, San Diego, so I'm used to the mountains and the desert, and I just felt right at home.
Okay. Nice. Well, talking about like your development and such. I mean, obviously your fastball slider combo. It's always what stood out. What do you think has been the biggest focus in your development wise this year?
Sure. So throwing out of the bullpen, obviously you're not going to use. You got 5 pitches. You're not really going to use them as much as you would if you were starting. So learning what my go-to pitches were in certain counts, certain situations against certain guys. That's really been the game for me. I love the slider. I love the fastball. I've really done some good work with my fastball, getting my ride on it, throwing 4 seams primarily, and it feels really good to use that pitch as a weapon. At times in the past, when maybe I was struggling behind it, wasn't riding as much, and it almost felt like a pitch that I had to throw instead of a weapon. So starting right there with the fastball made the arsenal a ton more fun to play with. I go to the slider a lot early in counts, which leaves the ball at the end of the count. Sometimes it's hard to strike guys out. They've already seen once or twice in the at bat. So I've been going to the changeup a lot lately, and the changeup is it's my favorite pitch to throw out of my hand and through my eyes. I feel like it's my best pitch. So I learned you got to have go-to pitches and go-to spots. It's not like being a starter where you need to play around and feel things out. Coming in out of the bullpen, you're
losing your
kind
of your pitch arsenal and throwing the change. Basically, you said your changeup was your favorite pitch to throw now, and then it just like crapped out.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Well, the main gist is I'm really building the arsenal around the fastball right now. Now that the fastball is a lot better, it's a weapon. It's something that I can get ahead with. And I've always been a guy that throws a ton of strikes. The issue I'll run into sometimes is putting guys away with 2 strikes, striking guys out basically. And my out pitch is really becoming this changeup, which I'm loving. I'm obviously a guy with, well, not obviously, I'm a good guy. I'm a guy with good command. And so changeups can be tough for guys that, don't have great command. So with that being, one of my attributes, I go to the changeup a lot, and it's been working really well for me to put guys away.
Good stuff. You mentioned you mentioned how like you've switched to the bullpen this year, first time really doing that. Is that sort of the plan going forward? Is to stay there? Is it? I mean, do you miss starting? Do you want to go back to that? What's kind of the game plan going forward?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm a starter. I've never done this bullpen thing, and I throw a ton of pitches. I throw a ton of strikes, good stamina, but I talked to our coordinators a lot, and they said, hey, we want to transition you to this long relief, this hybrid role. And they've done it with a few guys. There's actually a lot of organizations that are moving starters to this hybrid role. And there's a bunch of reasons for it. There's it's basically the data and analytics saying, hey, when guys face a lineup 2-3 times, their numbers go like this. So maybe you should throw them less against the same lineup. And I understand that. I also I'm super flexible, and whatever they're going to ask me to do, I'll do. So it's not to say that I can't transition back to a starter in the future. I'm not worried about that at all. I'm filling the need of the org right now and learning a new role. So even though it's not exactly where I want to be, I'm happy to do it, and I'm learning a ton.
Yeah, that's fair. That's something we've actually been talking about with this upcoming rotation, coming in the next year for the Pirates. So I guess let's transition that to that degree. I mean, were you going back to the fall league and such? Are you there to maybe test new things like the grip sequences, mindset, or is this like maybe just to get more work in?
No, absolutely. Well, it's surely to get me some more innings because I only had, I don't even know, 13 or 15 innings this year. But not to say that the fall league doesn't matter. It's definitely a time to beta some new pitch sequences, some new pitches, and just, some new attack plans. So I'm definitely going to work on saving maybe that breaking stuff for later in the at-bat because I love to throw it early. I love to pitch backwards. For those who don't know, pitching backwards is basically starting with breaking balls, starting soft, and then coming in hard later, where typically guys will throw fastballs early, try to get ahead, and then put guys away with breaking balls. I like to work backwards and throw the soft stuff first and kind of play with them. But I'm going to try to go back to being the more I don't know, normal pitcher where we get ahead with fastballs and we throw the nasty stuff late and strike guys out.
All right, so let's ask some more rapid fire stuff for you. So, your go-to off-day activity in Arizona?
Nice. I would definitely say floating the Salt River is a ton of fun. You fly down the river and do whatever, and I love being outside. I would say, man, it's just like the normal season, so we only get one off day a week, so we gotta use them wisely, but. This year, I think I've got an Arizona State game planned. Definitely floating the Salt River and hanging out with my family and friends when they come to town because, like I said, they're just over in San Diego. So I'll have a bunch of people out to visit.
That's fun.
So you mentioned it earlier, how like one of the really cool things about the fall league is, you get to play with a bunch of guys from other teams. You get to meet them. Is there anyone not on the Pirates that you're most looking forward to playing with this fall that from some previous baseball activity?
To be perfectly honest, I haven't gone through our whole Salt River team roster yet, but I do know that my buddy Jaden Woods, who's coming out, has got a few Georgia guys coming, so I'll meet them. I think Charlie Condon's coming, so I'll get to meet him. But man, you really just run into guys that you didn't realize you'd seen that you'd played with 5-10 years ago, and you're like, "Hey, bro, like, how you doing?" And then you find out they're super cool. They're just like you, and so I wouldn't say there's someone in particular I'm looking forward to seeing. And I love meeting new people, so hopefully make some new friends.
He's like, just want to be there with the boys.
Be there with the boys, man. It's nothing better. We call it giggles with the fellas in the bullpen. It's our favorite thing, man.
Nice. Yeah. So one thing I've noticed, you seem to be a big golf guy. Is that true?
I mean, when you're a professional pitcher, it's kind of part of your job description that you have to be a golfer. So I'd say, I've been golfing forever. My dad used to take me when I was a kid, but since I've been in pro ball, it's most off days we go golfing.
Okay. So the question I want to ask you, so the Ryder Cup was just recently.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have heckled Rory or no?
No, man, I love Rory, dude. So I'd have left him be. I love rooting on Aberg too, man. I was hoping he was gonna win, but is what it is.
There you go.
Once the fall league's over and you kind of get into your off season, do you have like a main goal that you wanna accomplish before spring training next year?
Yeah, certainly. So I started working with my guy Jonathan Sintas from Cutter Nation in San Diego last off season, and I'm looking forward to getting back in the lab with him. he was the one that I mentioned. I improved my fastball last year. He was really the one that gave me the cue to make that happen. And it's funny because, we all work so hard and we have so many good coaches. And that's not to say that the Pirates staff hasn't been, very helpful to me. But every once in a while as a pitcher, you'll get one cue from one guy that just it clicks, it clicks. So I really enjoyed working with him. I'm going to go home and, man, hopefully add a few more ticks to the fastball. I think I was up to 6 or 7 this year. Man, I think I'm going to get 100 sooner than later. So hopefully get that in me.
Awesome. You mentioned Jaden Woods earlier as a guy you're a buddy with. So I don't know if you peeped the schedule. Sounds like you're a big Ole Miss fan. Jaden Woods is a Georgia guy. You guys play each other in like 2 weeks. Is there like any kind of wager or trash talking happening right now?
I just tell him, man, look at last year. Rebs came through, man. I don't know what else to tell you. But, man, that Reb squad looks really good this year. I love seeing them do well. Lane Kiffin is he's the man. He's the mayor of Oxford, dude. I think we have a serious – we're ranked number 4 now after beating LSU, so we have a serious shot at the playoff if we don't – I think we got to win 2 out of 3 against Georgia, Oklahoma, and Florida. And, man, I think we could go 3 for 3. We're going to beat Georgia.
Florida will be easy. Yeah.
Well, I just want to say you're welcome, first off, because being part of the NS9 College Football League, I took over Ole Miss last year. In my first year, took them and won the championship. So I'm glad to see my tradition carrying over this year.
There you go. I missed the first part of that, but I heard you took over Ole Miss and –
Oh, yeah. And our NS9 College Football League. So,
okay, nice.
Yeah. I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah.
He cheated. He took an SEC school. I got stuck with like UT San Antonio, and
I started FIU and took them to a championship too. So don't start. Anyways,
what's the league all about? What's the game?
NCAA 26. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, so you got Ole Miss and he had Texas State, man. That's a little.
Again, I started FIU and took them. I won the Natty with FIU to begin with. That's what got me to Ole Miss. So,
whatever.
Anyways, I digress. But again, like I mentioned, doing a little digging here. I like to do some digging. So I want to ask you, what made middle school Derek have so much confidence to rock this flow and have the only person on the team with his headband? And we're talking, this is like 2010s or something. So I don't think the headbands were in style at that point in time either. So.
Oh man, dude, I saw somebody, I think from Miami, wear an upside down Nike headband. I think it was like Lonnie Walker. And I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever seen. I'm wearing my headband upside down every day now. So that's what I did. Man, seeing that picture is almost making me tear up. Those are my brothers right there, man. That was a nasty team, too. We went undefeated 7th and 8th grade. And, man, the confidence, I don't know. We all had confidence. I remember we used to freestyle over Big Sean's IDFWU on the way to games.
Oh, okay. So we got to drop a beat real quick.
Yeah, we look like some absolute geeks in that picture, but I'm telling you, we had some juice.
Nice.
Oh man, that's classic. You guys did some digging for that one.
Yeah, I don't know where he showed that to me, and I was like, oh yeah, we got to go with that. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Have you guys seen that trend where like the social media people will go up to players on the team and say like, "What do you think of this?" And it's a picture of them when they were. Man, they got me with that in Greensboro last year, and they hit me with the most. I was taking an iPad selfie when I was like 9 years old. I had a buzz cut, no shirt on, making just mean mugging. Oh,
nice, love it.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, of course.
So where if fans want to kind of follow your journey, they want to follow you on social media. Where's the best place for them to do that?
The only one I'm really active on is Instagram, and I'm still not that good about it. But I think if they want to connect, Instagram, I really should get back on Twitter just to see what's going on. But, yeah, Dr. Derek on Instagram, dr.derek.
Good stuff.
Where'd the doctor come from, real quick?
Yeah.
Great question. So my freshman year, I had a math teacher, and her name was Miss Heath. She was an angel. Love you, Miss Heath. But she was pregnant, and for whatever reason, they didn't give her the time off. I don't know. California's crazy. But they didn't give her the time off, so she would just be exhausted. And I had her like 6th period at the end of the day, and it was algebra 1, and I was good at math. So I would go up and I would teach all the lessons, and she started calling me doctor, and it just caught on from there, freshman year of high school.
Nice. Had to find out.
It was what everyone called me back at Ole Miss. When I got to pro ball, it kind of faded a little bit, and I didn't want to tell people like, "Hey, my name's Doc," because I
Call
think
me doctor.
Yeah, like it's cool, but you gotta earn your nickname, right? So once I'm in Pittsburgh, they'll start calling me Doc again.
All right.
Well,
With
hey,
headband,
once
of course,
you
right?
once you debut, we'll get it trending. We'll spread the good word.
Absolutely, thanks, guys.
Yep, you got it.